You know, we crowned the Bills a lot on this show because we love what they did last year and got to this point, and they're being talked about as Super Bowl. You have to win this game. This is it. Like, here's it is. Now you're a title team. That we're going to be what you are. This can't be a letdown from last year because the last time we saw the Bills play, they got blown out by the Chiefs, and they didn't look great. You have to come out here, and they need to beat the Steelers. And I look at A.J. Epineza, their pass rusher I've been talking about, number 57, to make a difference. He was not a big factor the last time they played.
Man, I'm looking straight at the quarterbacks. I'm looking at, Josh Allen, who I think is really a Big Ben kind of 2.0. We used to see Big Ben do some of the things that we're seeing Josh Allen do, and I want to see if Big Ben still has that, right? Matt Canada, new offensive coordinator, new schemes on offense. Can Big Ben get out of the pocket, push the ball downfield, avoid the rush, just like we're seeing the 2021 MVP and Josh Allen do it on a weekly basis?
Could be. You guys are talking about the fluff. I'll get right to the meat and potatoes. Is Juju going to do that stupid dance on the logo?
That's a great question.
Is he going to do that? Because that was a big deal in Pittsburgh and Buffalo last year, and he says he's going to keep doing it. And also, is he going to have 8 catches? Because he's probably going to need it. So I'm looking at Juju.
Third straight year Allen's taken on the Steelers. He's 2-0 against them in his young career. Big Ben, you got to get on the board there. Yeah, Cardinals heading to Nashville to take on the Titans. This is the fireworks show. Peter, to me, this is all about fantasy football. What is it to you? 60 go.
Blake Shelton. I mean, he's a Nashville guy, and now his Cardinals come to his hometown. That's important. Is Blake and is Gwen, are they going to be at this game? No, I think, to your point, let's see this Cardinals offense.
Yeah.
I feel like we know what we're getting a little bit from the Titans. They have a new offensive coordinator, but Cardinals, they added all these players, whether it be A.J. Green or Rondale Moore or James Conner. It's now or never kind of for the Cardinals. That's how I feel. This is the year. It's year 3 of Kingsbury, year 3 of Kyler. Let's see this thing, and let's see it week 1.
Yeah, Shregs, I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans, man. Can they still keep that run-heavy offense? Because to me, I'm not so sure if Ryan Tannehill can consistently beat you with his arm every single week. I know they have Julio Jones and some shiny toys on the outside, but can they stick to the run? Can they stick to what makes this team great? We'll see.
You ever heard Blake Shelton's cover of Footloose? It works.
What? Yeah?
I mean, it really, yeah, it's good. I look at this as an opportunity. If the Titans win this game, we barely discussed it on Monday. If the Cardinals win this game, then we're like, oh, we got something. The Cardinals just beat the Titans in Tennessee. They stopped their academy. Tannehill, Julio, like, the opportunity for the Cardinals. No one believes in you this year. Even people at this table who usually champion you did not really believe in you with their picks. I'm talking about Peter. Cardinals, go 1-0. Screw it.
It's so true, and of course, it's the launch of your guy, Derrick Henry's title defense, right? That's a huge thing to keep your eyes on week in, week out. Only 3 guys have won 3 or more consecutive rushing titles in NFL history: Jim Brown, Earl Campbell, and Emmitt Smith.
Wow.
Sam Darnold, revenge game. Keep your eyes on that one. The Jets are going to head to Charlotte. I like this game, too. They're facing off against a sneaky, young, sneaky good team called the Panthers. What are we watching for here, Striggs?
Return of Christian McCaffrey. He missed 13 games last year. He might be our best offensive player, pound for pound, in the entire NFL. He's going to be on the field. And I know that Robert Saleh has been preparing that defense to stop McCaffrey the entire offseason. Let's see how McCaffrey looks, because he might be one of the overlooked stars. I know he went first in fantasy. We don't talk about him as much in that MVP candidate conversation. He was that 2 years ago when he was healthy.
I want to see Sam Darnold in this Joe Brady offense, man. I still think Sam Darnold has some football there. He's playing the team that he just got traded from. He was the 3rd pick overall. I was able to, leave my one team and then play that team the first week of the season. I want to see, kind of how he plays if he has something about him.
There's some intrigue with the Panthers. We don't really know what the hell they are, because there was this Matt Rule thing last year, and then McCaffrey gets hurt, and it's like, what are we supposed to do? Now they got a new quarterback. However, Jets, shock the world. Go 1-0. Flip the table. Enough with the Panthers, enough with Darnold. Go win this game with your new coach, your new quarterback, and you will be in 300-point font on the back of the newspaper on Monday, as you should be. I hope the Jets win this game. Probably the Panthers.
The last time the Jets beat the Panthers was 2009, and another rookie quarterback was under center for them. His name, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
This next one is very exciting. It's a little weird, a lot of adversity. The Packers, they're heading to Jacksonville to take on the Saints. That's where this one's going to be played, right, Triggs?
Yeah.
Because of the Hurricane Ida, all the aftermath of that. We should tell you, Aaron Jones is going to be on our show today. Very excited to have him, one of our favorites. What is intriguing in this one?
Everyone wants to see Rodgers, right? I got to see Jameis. What are we getting with Jameis? Because that preseason game against the Jaguars in New Orleans, Jameis Winston looked like he was an all-pro quarterback. But remember, it was a preseason game against the Jaguars in August. Let's see it against the Packers and their new revamped Joe Barry defense. Fascinated to see what we get with Jameis. I think Sean Payton's all in, but he can't be throwing 4 interceptions in his first game as a quarterback with the New Orleans Saints.
I'm interested to see if Aaron Rodgers shows a little bit of something from missing the entire offseason. I doubt it, but I just want to see, how he operates within this offense. But can Alvin Kamara carry this Saints offense. I mean, I really think that they're going to have to lean on him heavily. I think when Jameis Winston looks downfield, if nothing's open, you have to come down to your check down and Alvin Kamara. I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a big day.
I think this is Packers by 4 touchdowns.
Really?
I think it's an absolute annihilation. I think they're that good, and I don't like Jameis in this mindset of, I got to go toe for toe with Aaron Rodgers. He can't. Psychologically, he can't. Physically, no one can. I think this one could get out of control really fast.
Saints have won.
Has to coach him, man,
I know. He can't throw the passes.
Saints have won 2 of the last 3 meetings between these 2 teams. That was, of course, with Drew Brees as their quarterback. Drew Brees wearing a suit and pointy loafers last night on the turf at Raymond James Stadium. All right, we've got a Week 1 Bird Bowl. It is the Eagles. It is the Falcons. The game is in Atlanta. What intrigues us? Peter.
I think we'll know early on what these Eagles players think of Nick Sirianni, because he had us ready to run through a wall last Friday, and I know that it has been motivational speech after motivational speech, and they might not line up with every team great this year roster-wise, yet their coach is going to have them fired up. But if they come out flat, well, then good luck, because if he can't get them fired up for Week 1 in Atlanta, then I don't know about the rest of the season here. I'm curious to see them first half, whether they run through a wall or they're just like, oh, we're lost.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
That is true, man. See if they're fighting for their head coach, man. I'm looking at the 2 rookies on both of these teams. Devontae Smith, can he add to this Philadelphia Eagles offense, create some explosive plays with Jalen Hurts in this offense? I think the run game will be helped with Jalen Hurts and his running ability. And then Kyle Pitts, man, I only saw him catch 1 pass in the preseason, and I got excited about that. I think they're going to put him on the backside of some 3-by-1 formations. He should eat this weekend.
I'm looking at Pitts, too, number 8 on the Atlanta Falcons. There's this part in 7 where Brad Pitt is talking, and they're trying to find this evil guy. He goes by John Doe, and he's like the worst person in the world. And he goes, if we catch John Doe, and he turns out to be the devil, I mean Satan himself, it might live up to our expectations. That's Kyle Pitts. If he has 200 yards, we'll be like, yeah, but it was still pretty high for a tight end. Like, he has to be God's gift, not just to football, but to humanity, and then we might be satisfied.
I do like that Jalen gets to star. I have a great movie. I've actually seen that one.
Awesome.
Terrifying.
Awesome.
Those air freshener. He gets to start his first career start for the Eagles against like the worst pass defense in the National Football League from last year, Atlanta. We don't know what we're getting from them. So hopefully it's a nice welcome to the NFL as a starter from the start of the season moment for Jalen Hurts. I'm rooting for him. The Dolphins head up to New England. It is an AFC East showdown against the Patriots. Mac Jones getting the start. Shregs, I'm pretty sure you're excited about that.
Yeah, I think 3 of the 4 of us at the table abstained from doing division picks and wild card picks, and we all took the Patriots over the Dolphins.
Everybody.
In the playoffs. Mike, Kyle, myself. Now we got to actually do it. It was one thing for a story and for Mike Giardi to come on and tell us some great tales from training camp and summer with Mac Jones, but I'm really in on it. I'm really in on it. I think Mac Jones is going to be awesome. I think the Patriots are going to be really good this year. They got to win this one, though, because otherwise we're all going to look silly.
Yeah, I think, but Mac Jones is going to be in it for a big test this week. When you're going up against that Miami defense, they give you multiple looks. Sometimes, your defensive tackle can slide over 6 inches and stand up, and now all of a sudden it totally changes the blocking unit and protection for Mac Jones. So he's going to have to know what he's looking at and respond to it accordingly. And I'm still not so sure about Tua. Tua, you got to show me something.
Rookie quarterback starting Week 1 the last 5 years. Deshaun Kaiser lost. Joe Burrow lost. Kyler Murray tied. The only one to win their debut was Sam Darnold, who threw a pick 6 on the first play of the season. It's rocky, and I do not think the Patriots are going to win this weekend.
First time we're seeing Bill Belichick in his career starting a rookie quarterback. Sunday Night Football kicks off this season. The Bears, they'll be in L.A. They're facing the Rams. This is a very intriguing matchup as well, Shregs. We got football, baby.
We do. I mean, how good are these games?
Great games.
Ripping through all of them. These are great games. I got to see this Rams offense because not only have I been hyping it, but they themselves and their press availability have been like, it's really good. And the names I would give you are Deshaun Jackson. He's got a role. Tutu Atwell has a role.
What about Deshaun?
Jake Funk has a role in the offense.
Like,
they have a lot of different weapons that we don't even know about yet.
Gotta have that funk.
And they gotta have that funk. Can't fake that funk. I
never.
want to see it, though. It's enough to talk about it. Let's see that
funky
Rams
music.
offense.
Nice
I want to see if Sean McVay can actually still continue to run the football. I don't think he will. I think he's going to go 10 personnel, just wide outs everywhere. He finally has a quarterback that can touch any spot on the football field. I think he does that, and I think they come away with the win. And where's Khalil Mack, man? I need to see Khalil Mack show up and dominate games like we saw him do a couple of years ago.
What are we doing here?
Let's go, guys.
They
What are we
left it
talking
for you.
about?
They're nice.
Go ahead.
Is Justin Fields getting on the field? What are we doing here? Andy Dalton is starting and finishing this game. What's the leash? Is there a leash? You get down 3, you get down 10, you get down 40. When is he going in? If they do not put Justin Fields in this game, I'm going to start a hunger strike on Monday.
Hunger strike?
I'm telling you, I'm going hungry.
I was going to say, what if we do just like a beard again? That seemed fun the first time. What if you grow a beard until they start Justin Fields? It could be a long
hunger
time.
strike, man.
I've been carbo loading. I'm just preparing like a bear before they hibernate.
You ready for it to come down?
I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence. It's fine. I'll do it right now.